What up, what up? Welcome into this edition of the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night. I am Jamie McCracken, as that graphic said right there. Had a good time last night at Rupp Arena watching the basketball Cats in their season opener. Tonight, we're going to start in a little bit of a smaller gym at R.W. Combs Arena in Perry County. Warrior Fighting Challenge hosted an MMA event. Travis Pennington, he returned to the ring for the first time in 4 years. He is the one closest to your screen. He was fighting Jaron Singley. He trains out of Corbin and is a former Cumberland's wrestler. And, well, this happened in the first round.
Let's go, Trav!
Oh my goodness, take another look. Yeah, Travis Pennington provided us with the knockout of the night to get things started here on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime Saturday night. Now, the ref would eventually come in and stop the match. Thank goodness. The fight lasted just under a minute. Travis Pennington, you know, we ain't even going to save that to the end for the play of the week. That is what I call getting the thing started the right way. All right, now let's go to some football. The Football Cats in Knoxville, a place they have not won a game in since 1984, and while they had plenty of opportunities in the red zone, they just could not get it done once again. Sarah Jane, I know you're rolling prompter right now for me so I can read the words. And as a UT graduate, I know you will enjoy these next couple of minutes of video, so just take it all in. Let's go to a sunny Knoxville. State troops surround Butch Jones in the burnt orange as they come out of the tunnel to 100,000+ in Neyland Stadium. Kentucky's first possession on offense, boom, takes just 2 plays. It's Boom Williams, 10-yard run, 7-0 Cats. Joshua Dobbs, though, will tie it up for the Vols in the next possession. Dobbs to the air, Josh Smith, wide open, 24-yard touchdown, 7-7 game in Knoxville. Kentucky kicks a field goal to make it 10-7, and then it's Dobbs again. He takes off 35 yards. Boing, gets shoved out of bounds, though. That's okay. 2 plays later, Dobbs says, just give it back to me, guys. I got you. 1-yard touchdown. He's in. 14-10 Vols after 1 quarter. Cats kick another field goal to start the second quarter, and then it's Dobbs again. He goes back to the air, this time over the middle to Ethan Whoop. Oh! 10-yard touchdown, 21-13 Tennessee. Kentucky quarterback Steven Johnson, not such a good day for him. 6-yard loss on the sack by Corey Vereen. It remains 21-13 at the break. Let's go second half now, 28-16. Alvin Kamara, he goes 17 yards. Yeah, he's doing a little dance, 35-16. Later in the quarter, it's that guy. Derek Barnett sacks Johnson. Sack number 30 on the career resume for Barnett. Fourth quarter, Kamara takes the handoff. Get off me, bruh. Get off me, bruh. I said get off me, bruh. 29-yard touchdown. Vols win 49-36 in Knoxville as we do the heart rate immediately to start the show there. Gives Tennessee its 31st win out of the last 32 against the Cats. Again, they couldn't just convert in the red zone. They had about 5 possessions. They only had scored 2 touchdowns in those possessions. Everything else was a field goal. Kentucky drops to 5-5 on the season, and we'll have to wait until next week versus Austin Peay to try to get that 6th win. Again, a big day for Tennessee. Quarterback Joshua Dobbs, he accounted for 5 touchdowns.
We have to do the things we're capable of doing, and that gets back to the things I touched on early in the year, and some of that reared its ugly head today as well, with guys not executing their responsibilities at time, and that's where we have to grow and get better in all sides. Don't want to point any fingers, but it's offense, defense, special teams. When we have plays that are there, we have to make them.
No, I'm cool. You know, it got punched out. You know, I wasn't prepared for that. You know, you already know, I'm emotional and I care about this game. So, you know, behind closed doors, I'm about to work my butt off like 10 times harder than I have before, and will not happen again.
All right, a wild one in Barberville today. Union hosting Faulkner out of Alabama to close the season. Teams are tied 35-35, 40 ticks to go. Alex Bell rolling left. Oh, no. Picked off by Austin Wilder. Eagles take over at their own 35-yard line. Ensuing drive, Eagles going deep. Clayton Nicholas to Rob Lockhart. He's got it. 45 yards inside the 5. Now we got 14 seconds to play. Very next play, Trent Miles front flipping into the end zone. Missed PAT, makes it 41-35. Faulkner, last chance for Union. Bell steps up, throws it as far as he can. It's not even close to the end zone, though. DeCorwin Dunaway comes down for the grab. But the problem is time has ran out, and Faulkner wins it in Barberville over Union 41-35. Georgetown looking to get a win on a chilly senior day. UPIKE visiting them. Under 3 to play in the second, and the Tigers strike as Zach Harris gets in, makes it 7-0. However, UPIKE would respond. Bowen Smith to Austin Prey, the former Perry Central Commodore. 22 yards in the corner to knot it all up at 7 apiece. Now, Demir Karapanzik would hit a 34-yard game-winning field goal to give the Bears a 10-7 win over the 17th-ranked Tigers. So, incredible stuff right there by the UPIKE Bears defeating number 17 Georgetown. Coming up next on the show, and by the way, that was our first time in program history beating G-Town. We got to Barberville. Hey, Tim Curry. How's it going, Mr. Curry? His team did good stuff today. We'll have Union basketball highlights next. Welcome back to the show. A full college basketball segment in the month of November. Gotta love that if you're a Hoops fan. The Union Bulldogs trying to end a 3-game losing skid today. Kevin Burton and the Dogs hosting Warren Wilson. One of 4 home games in the next 10 days for Union. Dominique Lindsay gets us started. Finds Sam Nat down low. Easy deuce. Turnaround floater there for 2. Then Lindsay gets himself another assist. Gerard Newby, go get it. Gotta like that. This is what Union likes to do. Run, and run they do. It's Newby again, right in your face. How's your 3 ball? It's real good. I like the man bun, by the way, bro. Off the inbounds out, Nat in the corner. His 3 ball's real good, too. Nothing but net for the senior. Union rolls Warren Wilson to snap a 3-game losing skid, 114-72, the final score. Now the Union women looking to start the season 4-0, taking on Bethel out of Indiana. Hi, Tim Curry. How's it going? A big game for senior Maci Spence. Here, 3 from the wing is good. 6 of 8 from the field for Spence. Team high 17 points. Off the steal now, Brianna Adler converts for 2. Little Euro step there, it looked like. Union has built a 16-point lead. Pilots trying to keep pace. Camilla Glenn buries the corner 3. Union, though, led by 12 at the break. Let's go second half. Nice dish off down low for Bethel to Savannah Blee. But watch as the Pilots, they'll get back on defense. Lena White, right by you. Coast to coast for the bucket. 2 of her 11. Union 4-0 to start the season. All 4 wins by double digits. 68-54 the final in this one. Here is Coach Tim Curry after the win.
We played well at times, just like we've done. It's early season basketball where you have great stretches and you have stretches where you don't play as well. We've got to get a lot more consistency on both ends of the floor, but very, very pleased to be 4-0 at this point. Finally, one of the things, we've got good depth. We've got a lot of interchangeable parts. Somebody has a bad night, we've got kids that can step in and play. The big thing at this point is we've got a lot of new kids, so they're all still trying to get used to playing with one another. And as we move forward, hopefully that's going to continue to get better and better and better as we go.
All right, LMU men's basketball made a really, really good run last year. They're really good. Last year they made it all the way to the D2 National Championship, and they lost. The Rail Splitters already 1-0 in the season and ranked 2nd in the nation. Today, they were taking on Lees McRae after a historic season last year. Coach Josh Schertz has several new guys on the roster. It was not the start LMU wanted, though. Jonathan Hunrow to Chad Hicks. He drains a 3 ball from the wing for the Bobcats. Then off the inbound, Lees McRae loses the handle, but regains it, and Dante Falls falling away. Good jumper there, but LMU gets things going. Chris Perry. No way. The block, then it's Rudy Bibb Boyd with the assist to Dorian Pinson. LMU led at the half 40-29 with Coach Hurst. He was not happy. Second half, though, a different story. LMU comes out firing. Trevin Shaw shakes the defender, knocks it down from mid-range. Then it's Laquan Choice to Hunter Spall. Has your 3 ball. Well, it's not so good. That's okay, though. We got a transfer out of South Florida. His name's Chris Perry, 6'8", gets the board, puts it in. Then Laquan Choice going to knock down a 3 ball. He led the 4 with 20 points. And then we got the exclamation point. Emmanuel Terry, go get it. Or don't go get it. LMU wins 94-66.
We're not as experienced as last year, but everybody's buying in and everybody's starting to get a feel for each other, so it's coming along. And as far as today, we had a lack of energy in the first half, but once we got on each other, we picked it up, and then we got the win that we needed.
They were quicker to everything, tougher everything. We had 10 turnovers at halftime. We were up 11, but they were the tougher, more aggressive, more physical team the whole first half. We've got to be a blue-collar team. You know, we don't shoot it as well as last year's team did. We're not going to score maybe as many points, although I think we scored 94 today. But we've got to be a team that hangs their hat on defense and rebounding and doing the tough stuff and offensive execution. I thought second half we got back to being kind of more of who we've been. The ball moved better. We only turned it over 2 times.
All right, the basketball Cats tipped their season off with a 23-point win over Stephen F. Austin last night. Whitney and Gabriel was one of 3 freshmen in double digits scoring the ball for the Cats. Head coach John Calipari said after the game he watched a young team struggle on defense, specifically on the perimeter. A nice introduction, though, for point guard De'Aaron Fox, who broke the assist record in a Kentucky debut.
It was cool just getting it felt the same as the first 2 exhibitions. There's still games. Just playing another team is better than playing ourselves all the time. So I felt good.
That was a bunch of freshmen, and you could tell we didn't defend. They shoot 44%, 45%, and we gave up some baskets. I like the fact that we had 21 assists, 13 turns for the first game out of the gate, and that team denies wings. Kyle has them denying passes, denying wings, which could lead to turnovers. And so we had 13, and 4 of them were Isaiah Briscoe. So he and De'Aaron had 7 of our 13, which is pretty good, being that the other guys have 6 turnovers.
All right, the basketball Cats, with a quick turnaround, they will take on Canisius Sunday at 6. ESPN2 will televise the game, just the 3rd meeting all time between the Cats and Golden Griffins. I Googled what a Golden Griffin is, and it is a mythical creature that has the head, 4 legs, and wings of an eagle, and the hindquarters, tail, and ears of a lion. So there is your mascot info of the night. Former UPIKE head coach Joanna McNamee now at Albany after taking the Bears to their first Fab Four last season. She was in Memorial Coliseum because her Albany Great Days were taking on number 19 Kentucky. Alyssa Rice with the putback off the offensive rebound there in the 3rd quarter. 8-point night for her. And then on the inbounds play now with just 9 seconds to go in the quarter, Evelyn Akatur up and in, plus a foul. She led the way with 28. Later, Michaela Epps. She did it all tonight. Finds Jessica Harden, corner 3 ball. Her 3rd ball is real good. Racker, Cats up 20. Now it's Epps again. Gets the rebound. Finds Maci Morris. Outlet! Well, the former Miss Kentucky basketball and Bell County Lady Cat lays it in. She had 8 points tonight, 4 rebounds. Kentucky beats Albany 70-46. And Maci did that in 35 minutes of playing time, by the way. Kentucky will host New Hampshire Thursday at a weird time, 11 a.m. All right, just a few weeks left of the high school football season, and Bowling Green is creeping closer and closer for some teams. Carly Bell takes us back through last night's second-round playoff action in high school football and this week's Lee's famous recipe, Hazard and Whitesburg 2-minute drill.
The second round of playoffs have come to a close. 18 of our coverage area teams fought to advance to their region final. In Class 1A, Paintsville stayed perfect and advanced to their region final with their win over Fairview, where Williamsburg's season came to a close with a loss to Hazard.
Down of the day, and the Bulldogs take their first lead.
But the Bulldogs continue on and will hit the road to face Pikeville. Our only team left in Class 2A ended their season. Leslie County fell to Danville 34-10.
Everyone get the ball, let's go score.
In Class 3A, the possibility of a Corbin-Belfry semifinal game is looking more likely as the Red Hounds advanced with their dominant victory over the Bell County Bobcats. In Class 4A, Johnson Central put up 55 points in their rematch against Greenup County and will have another rematch in their region final against Ashland Blazer. Rockcastle looked to further their playoff journey, but it ended in overtime with a 31-30 loss to Mercer County. Finally, in Class 5A, we have a rematch of the District 7 championship matchup of Pulaski and Southwestern as the Warriors beat North Laurel, and the Maroons came out on top over the Whitley County Colonels, who had their best season since 2008. From 18 to just 8, Bowling Green is creeping closer and closer. But first, region finals. This has been the Lee's Famous Recipe Hazard and Whitesburg 2-minute drill.
All right, we got a lot of good games coming up on Friday night. Should be a lot of fun. Next on the show, Sports Overtime Rewind. Plus, big night for Corbin Redhound Justin Davis on Friday night. We'll let you know what made Friday so special for him. This season marks 20 years since Breathitt County won back-to-back Class 2A state championships. In this week's Sports Overtime Rewind, we go back to 1996 for the Bobcats' second state title win over Mr. Football Derek Homer and Fort Knox.
Derek Homer led the Fort Knox attack early in the game. The state's all-time leading rusher carried the ball 12 of 16 times on the Eagles' first 2 possessions, but the Breathitt defense finally shut down the long runs.
Fort Knox had that good running back, and everybody said we couldn't stop him, and I just like to congratulate the defense. They shut him down and give us the opportunity to win, and we did again.
I'll have to say something about our defense. Coach John Chapman, our defensive coordinator, and our kids love defense right now, and they did a great job today.
From the second quarter on, it was sophomore quarterback Kyle Moore for Breathitt County that led the Bobcat attack. He threw the ball 39 times for 370 yards.
Philip Watts, Timmy Barnett, Darren Sayers, Jonathan Chapman, Jason White.
Howdy, y'all. Ray Benson of Asleep at the Wheel here, and welcome to the best television show in the entire great nation of ours that showcases Americana and roots music. That's right. It's the Texas music scene. To get this episode off and running, Shane Smith and the Saints show off their killer harmonies.
A minute to play. Just like last year, the quarterback looks the defense off to the left and then comes back right to find Philip Watts for the winning touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, it was a dream last year, and to do it again, it's just incredible. I just couldn't believe I got open on the same pattern 2 years in a row. It looked like they would have been looking for it, but it's just thank God that we won it again.
With the win, Breathitt is now 30-0 since dropping to Class 2A with 2 state championship trophies.
I tell you, it's unbelievable for Philip Watts to do the same thing, make the same catch as he did last year. And, you know, I don't know where the play come from. I called it, but I don't know how I called it. It's just, but our quarterback just did a great job. He made the right adjustment, and you know, I just don't know. Like you said, I can't believe it.
All right, from 1995 to 97, Breathitt County won 42 straight games, which is the 4th longest winning streak in Kentucky high school football history. Well, now the Corbin Redhounds advance to the region final next week with a win over Bell County Friday night. One senior at Corbin had a very special day on Friday. Defensive end Justin Davis actually spent most of his time helping his girlfriend give birth to their baby Jackson Davis, but was still able to make it to the stadium just barely in time to suit up and take the field with his Redhounds. He said he was dedicating the game to baby Jackson.
She's 7 pounds. She's a beautiful little girl, you know.
Let's do our play of the week. Iowa State-Kansas game. The Jayhawks rocking the blue unis. LaQuavante Gonzalez. He hides himself by laying down in the all-blue end zone, gets up, then takes the pass from Steven Sims Jr. and takes off. He only gets 38 yards on the return, so it didn't really matter, all that work. Take another look here. He basically camouflages himself in the blue end zone, gets up, takes the pass, and like I said, it didn't really work out. Kansas lost the game, and they're now 1-9, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. All right, you want a real play? Here it is. Unranked Pitt in Death Valley. Chris Blewett kicking to beat number 2 Clemson. Score is 42-40 Clemson. Blewett. Game winner. 48 yards. It's good. Rocking out in Death Valley, the Pittsburgh field goal kicker. Another look, Chris Blewett. He didn't blow anything. He won the game. Pitt defeats number 2 Clemson. Wow. Okay. I want to go back to something. Of course, we led off the show tonight with Travis Pennington, the MMA stuff going on in Perry County tonight. And, well, check it out. He was taking on Jaron Singley, and Travis Pennington is the closest one to your screen, bouncing around there. He's got the black trunks on with the tatted back. And this is the first round, and it literally lasted about 11 seconds. Take it away, Travis Pennington.
Let's go, Travis!
Goodness. Oh, yeah. By the way, the ref would, I don't even know why that guy was, well, you get the point. All right, Travis Pennington Yeah, I actually went to his gym. I trained in his gym one night. He's a really good guy. That was nasty. I mean, you heard the smack. I don't know how the singly guy could keep on fighting, but good stuff there. By the way, I want to appreciate Nathan Little put that together. Appreciate him and Jarrett Eldridge, our guys, going out there and shooting that tonight. And I know they had a lot of fun, so it wouldn't really work to them. But good stuff from them as always. Well, fun show. Josh McKinney and I will be back there Friday night, and we have all kinds of high school football. Of course, your region final action as our coverage area teams still left playing will try to advance to the state semifinals. Bye-bye.